One of the hot topics of debate when it comes to modern power racks is what sort of safeties that you need to use in your rack to help you out if you fail in a repetition. After all, nobody wants to get crushed beneath a weight, especially if you train alone in your home gym like I often do. You have a choice of a face saver style, kind of like what I have here, that comes with a plastic coating on top to protect your bar surface, or some variation of the pipe safety style, where you have a rod like this, which is then itself embedded inside another pipe, and both of those are put inside the rack. You also have the most basic version, which is this safety. It's a simple steel rod that is slid into your rack and has got a clip on the back to stop it from coming out. So that's what power racks came with, probably for as long as power racks have existed. But lately we've started to see power racks with an additional option, and that is a safety strap. And that safety strap is a variation of a heavy duty towing strap that you can pick up at any home supply store like Home Depot or Lowe's. Ideally, with a standard safety, you want to set it at just below your failure point so that if you fail the rep, it's there to catch you, but it doesn't interfere with the way that you actually perform the repetition. With the safety strap, that's a little bit trickier, and that's where the controversy comes in. Because your safety strap, because it's not made of a solid material like iron or steel, is going to flex a little bit, no matter how tight it is. And so you have the debate among people who own power racks about whether or not they want to go with some sort of pipe or metal rigid safety, or whether they want to go with a safety strap. But I wanted to know what you guys thought about the idea of safety straps. And so what I did was approach two different home gym owners who I recently had the pleasure of interviewing. One is Molly Hendricks, who is the 56 kilogram USPA National Deadlift Submaster Champion. And I was able to find out what Molly thinks about safety straps. Let's check that out.
So I've got these safeties here, and then I also have straps. I don't actually care for the straps, but I do have them, and I use them like when I'm squatting occasionally, but I've actually really switched over to really just using these.
Okay, so why don't you like straps? Because I know that there's a little bit of debate going back and forth. I know one reason why I wasn't comfortable with straps is for benching. So if I bench out of my rack, the straps is like, you never go down. I mean, you want to go down to the same point every time, but you never quite know where you'll be if you miss the lift. And now it's like, okay, is this thing going to catch it, or is it just going to go, is it going to sag a little bit? Is that why you don't like it?
Totally. Yeah, it's exactly why I don't like it. And then for squats, it's just more of like, I actually just started like practicing and like being okay failing a rep. I've never really done that before until pretty recently. It's kind of like did a lot of like, you know, sub maximal training. So I really didn't have that kind of like high rep, like, you know, very little failure potential. And so when I did, I felt so much more comfortable being able to like come back and like just fit it straight back down and like hit the safeties and then just like back out of it. So it just feels a lot easier if you do need them, that they're gonna be there, and they're gonna be exactly where you want them to be. Is the other part of that. So
yeah, and then too, I mean, it also has to do with exercise selection. So if your coach programs like pin squats or something, I would prefer to do that off of actual pins, not off of straps, just because again, there's some variance, and now that throws off your groove.
Yeah,
if you're on purpose doing it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, so as you can tell, Molly is not a fan of safety straps. But as often as possible, I like to get the other side of any debate, because I want to present both sides as fairly as possible so that you guys can make informed decisions. And so I approached Jose Gonzalez, who I also had the pleasure of recently interviewing. Jose is not only a current powerlifter in the USPA, he is also a former physique competitor. Jose has the straps, and I wanted to get his input on what the benefit is of having straps versus having the solid safeties. Let's check out what Jose had to say.
All right, so one thing that I see here that more and more people are going to is the safety straps instead of the safety bars. But when you use the safety bars, it's a little bit of, you saw like with a safety bar, if you fail the weight, as soon as it touches the bar, it stops, right? With these straps, there's a little bit of give before it saves you, right? So how hard is it for you to adjust it to find just the right spot? You know, I mean, I'm assuming it's set for where you need it now, but how hard was it in the beginning to find the right spot so that it wouldn't get in your way, but then that it wouldn't be too low in case you needed to dump the weight, or you
Yeah,
got stuck at the bottom?
this was really an issue when I was benching, because I was benching inside this power rack.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of weird to get that position, because as you can see that it has different heights.
Yeah.
So I don't like, it depends on the bar pass to see where it's gonna land, and it's gonna be difficult if I fail.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a lot of slack for squats. If I push this down, it stays here.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So this is the position that it's gonna be. So basically for squats, it can be anywhere as long as it's around parallel.
Right.
So you can fail. I haven't tested them since I haven't failed a squat. Knock on wood. But they are pretty stable, and they work pretty well. I also have the safety pipe and the pin and pipe.
Yeah.
Because I used to do more like a conjugate training, so I would do pin presses, pin squats, and all that stuff.
Okay.
So that would work as well.
Gotcha,
But it would cause wear on your bar.
Oh yeah.
And these ones would protect your bar.
Well, and there you have it. Two different opinions about the use of safeties versus safety straps. But now I want to hear from you guys, because if we pool all of our collective experience as home gym owners, you're going to get hundreds of years of experience that we can all learn from. So drop in the comments, do you have safety bars? Do you have safety straps? Do you have pipe safeties? What do you prefer? What is it that you like about whatever you have? And are you thinking of making a change? I want to learn from you as much as I hope that you guys are able to learn from me. Once again, thank you so much for your support for this channel. And if you would like to see the entirety of my interview with Molly or the home gym tour I did with Jose, you can go ahead and click right there and right there. They both have cool home gyms, and I know you guys will enjoy seeing them.